Let me connect with y'all through this message right quick. Know what I'm saying? God speaks through intuition, inner knowing, and when something doesn't feel right. Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire. And I pray this message reaches who it needs to reach. So let's talk about God speaks through intuition, inner knowing, and when something doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all hear all these bugs in the background? You know what I'm saying? Excuse the noise. I cannot control the environment. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the thermometer. But look though. Let's get right into the message. This is a beautiful message right here, bro. This is a beautiful message right here, bro. God speaks through intuition, inner knowing, and when something doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be real with you, bro. God speaks to different people in different ways. You know what I'm saying? It's so many ways that God speaks, but God could speak to one person in a certain way, and then he gonna speak to the next person in a different way. Now I say God is not gonna speak to everybody in the same way. God speaks to different people in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I realized is that, you know what I'm saying, you got some people out there to whereas they have a very strong inner knowing. You know what I'm saying? They have a very, very strong inner knowing. Yo, what are these bugs called that's doing all that sound? I don't know if y'all can hear it. What are all those bugs doing? Like, what's the name of those bugs that's doing all this sound, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm at the park, you know what I'm saying? So they loud today. You know what I'm saying? I guess they trying to participate in the gospel. I can't even be mad at that. But look though, God speaks to different people through different ways. You know what I'm saying? And one way that God speaks to people is through inner knowing. Some people have that strong inner knowing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta understand, bruh. God also speaks through certain feelings. He speaks through certain feelings, and then he also speaks through for example, let's say you asking God, should I do this thing or should I do that thing? And then God is gonna speak to you through like this inner knowing. You're gonna have this you're gonna almost have like this gut feeling. Gut, I can't speak. You're gonna almost have this gut feeling about how God feels about the situation that you just asked him about. Let's say you're asking God, God, should I do this? Or God, are you okay with me doing this? Or are you okay with me doing that? And then he will give you like an inner knowing, like an inner feeling about how he feels about that thing. Like, for example, when something doesn't feel right, that could be God right there telling you, hey, I'm not okay with this thing. You know what I'm saying? And in school they didn't even teach us these things, bro. Like, you gotta understand, bro. Um, School was supposed to be teaching us something, bro. But when we was in school, we ain't even learn nothing, bro. You get what I'm saying? When we was in school, bro, is that a bug? When we was in school, bro, we ain't even learn nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have been teaching us how to hear God's voice, how to better understand the voice of God. You get what I'm saying? But it's like school wasn't even teaching us these things, y'all. You know what I'm saying? School wasn't teaching us how to fully understand God's voice, and that's what they should have been doing. But like I was saying, God could speak through like when something doesn't feel right. That's God telling you right there, hey, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, you should not do that thing. When something doesn't feel right, that's God telling you, hey, you shouldn't even do that thing. But you gotta understand, like, we all be feeling like something doesn't feel right. Even when we was younger, okay, well, even when we was younger, it's like we all get that feeling when something doesn't feel right. But it's like there's a difference between, okay, I got this feeling that something doesn't feel right, versus understanding that that's actually God speaking to you. Now I say a lot of people, they know that something doesn't feel right, but they don't even know that that's God speaking to them. And that's why it's very important, now I say, that people learn how to fully understand God's voice, how to fully hear God's voice. Because if we knew that that was the voice of God telling us that something doesn't feel right, we would have taken it more seriously in a lot of situations. Like, the voice of God would have saved us so much trouble. But you know what I'm saying, some people, they naturally just was gifted They was gifted to understand God's voice from an early age. Okay, they know, okay, that's God speaking. Okay, they know that. But a lot of people, they hear the ways in which God speaks, but they don't know that it's God. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's very important to really talk about this stuff. And school failed us, bro. Like, school didn't even teach us this stuff to really tell us what's going on, bro, when these things happen. But you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine when we was younger and we knew that was God speaking. You get what I'm saying? It's different from just knowing that something doesn't feel right versus to knowing that, hey, that's actually the Almighty God speaking. Like, it's a different type of way. Like, I don't know, like, sometimes we could tend to ignore stuff because we just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we was younger, it's like we don't even understand it. Like, we don't take it as serious because we ain't really understood what it was. That's why it's important for us to educate ourselves on how to fully hear God's voice, bruh. And this is just one of the ways that God speaks. When something doesn't feel right, that's one way in which God speaks. And the reason why I'm doing these messages is because I'm trying to make this stuff simple, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You got these people out here trying to make this stuff complicated, trying to use all these big words, trying to explain the things of God. They trying to explain the things of God with all these big words, trying to be self-righteous as though they know better than the next person. My job is to do what God called me to do and to make this stuff simple, to whereas people could follow along with what you're saying, bruh. You got to make this stuff so simple to whereas, okay, people is following along. So now we already talked about when something doesn't feel right. Let's get into like the inner knowing, the intuition, and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Inner knowing, the best way I would describe inner knowing is when you know just because you know. Just because you know. It's like one of those things, like you just know just because you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's inner knowing. Inner knowing is just mysterious like that. You just know just because you know, just because you know. That's what inner knowing is. Like, a lot of people have a very strong inner knowing. They just know things just because they know things just because. It's like something that just God just places on the inside of your soul, bruh. It's something you just know, bruh. You know what I'm saying? For example, let's say God is telling you, hey, one of your family members is about to betray you. One of your friends is about to betray you. It's something you feel deep within your soul. Like, God gives you this inner knowing. Okay, this person is about to betray me. Okay, this family member is about to betray me. That's God speaking to you through that inner knowing. And some people, they have a very strong sense of inner knowing. Inner knowing is just, if you know, you know, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know just because. Just because God allowed you to know. It's like God opened up your internal understanding to this stuff. You just have this inner feeling that you just know, bruh. That's the inner knowing right there. So God speaks through inner knowing, intuition, and when something doesn't feel right. So let's get to the next thing right here. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at my notes real quick, actually. And then sometimes I be wondering, does God be sometimes coming down as like a bird to watch you or something? You know what I'm saying? Does God be coming down from heaven like as like an eagle or like a bird and then just watching you? Because I done seen some birds or I done seen some things, man, in the environment. Like, I'm like, you know, like, is that God like watching me? I done seen a bird literally just stationary in the sky, bro, not even moving. And I'm like, is this bird looking at me? Is that God in disguise, bro? Is that God in disguise in form of like a bird? Just literally stationary in the sky, bro, not even moving. I'm like, bro, that's really like, bro, God is really the best artist of all time. How is the bird in the air stuck in the same place, not moving, but it's not even falling, bro? I be seeing all type of stuff. I'm like, yo, could God sometimes be coming down from heaven and he's watching us through all these different animals and different eyes? I don't know, man. You know, he's saying God is very mysterious. God is very, you know what I'm saying? God walks amongst his people, bro. You know what I'm saying? But look, though, because God cares about us. God loves us. You know what I'm saying? We are God's creation, so he wants to be a part of our life. You never know, bro. You know, sometimes God could come down in the skies, bro. You never know. I don't know. But then again, God is like everywhere at the same time. So if he came down as a bird, like, he's everywhere at the same time. But it's like God has a lot of sides to him, bro. Like, God has a lot of sides to him, bro. You can't even put him in a box. But But like inner knowing and intuition helps you understand when a sign is from God, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Let's say God is speaking through a person. When God is speaking through a person to you, your inner knowing and your intuition is going to help you discern, okay, that's God who is speaking to me through that person. That's God that's speaking through me. That's God speaking to me through that video. That's God speaking to me through that message. That's God speaking through me through that sign, through that person. That inner knowing and that intuition is going to help you understand, like, damn, that is God speaking to me through this person or through this thing, or God speaks through the environment too, through signs, everything. God speaks through everything, man. You know what I'm saying? And your inner knowing and your intuition is going to help you pick up on, like, okay, that's God speaking to me right there. I need to take that serious. You know what I'm saying? Inner knowing is also like when you just know just because. For example, Daniel in the Bible and Joseph, they had the gift to interpret dreams. They just had this inner knowing about this stuff, man. It's a gift that God placed on the inside of their soul, bro. Like, they just had this inner knowing of how to interpret these dreams, bro. Know what I'm saying? Daniel and Joseph in the Bible, they just had that inner knowing when it comes to these dreams, bro. Know what I'm saying? It's a gift that God placed on the inside of them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give y'all an example, right? So look, let's say two people is going on a date. Know what I'm saying? Let's say two people is going on a date, but they are going on a date with the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Let's say two people are going on a date with the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? And let's say, I'm gonna give y'all an example on how God speaks to different people through different ways. God could send two people a warning, but in different ways. Let's say two people was going on a date with the wrong person that God did not want them to go on a date with. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use two women. Let's say two women was going on a date with the wrong man. You know what I'm saying? This woman is going on a date with the wrong man, and this other woman is also going on a date with the wrong man. You know what I'm saying? Now, this woman is about to step in the car to go on this date with the wrong man. Woman number one is about to step in the car to go on a date with the wrong man. And then she has this inner knowing, this intuition. Something tells her, don't even get in that car. Something deep inside her soul, it's like this inner knowing tells her, don't get in that car. She gets a bad feeling about getting into that car. Don't get in that car to go on a date with that wrong man. You know what I'm saying? Now, she could choose to ignore it or she could choose to accept it. But this is what I'm saying. It's like, it's very important for us to really learn and fully understand how to hear God's voice. Because if you don't think that's God, you could just ignore it. This is why it's very important for us to know that that's the Almighty God speaking, as opposed to like it's just a bad feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's very important that we don't mislabel things like, oh, it's just a bad feeling, that's it. Nah, that's the voice of the Almighty. At the same time, it's a bad feeling, but at the same time, that's the voice of God too. So now God is warning this woman with using the inner knowing and using intuition. Don't even get in that car. Don't even go on that date with that person. That person could have been like a murderer or like a serial killer or something. That man could have been like a killer or some type of weirdo, like, you know, some it could have been a creep, weird, or like a serial killer. You never know. But then for the second woman, so look, this is how God speaks to different people differently. The second woman, woman number two, she's about to go on a date with the wrong man. You know what I'm saying? She's about to step into that car. But instead of God speaking to this woman through like the inner knowing, God is going to speak to the second woman through the environment. As she's about to step into the car, there's literally another car that just sped by real fast. Like, the car sped by real fast. As she's about to get in that car to go on the date, there's a car that literally sped by real fast. Like very, very fast. Like, and then as she's about to get in her own car, she's like, damn, why that car sped by real fast? I could have got hit. Literally, if I was literally 1 second into that street, I would have got hit. Because that car was speeding. That could be God right there warning her, hey, don't even go on that date. You know what I'm saying? It's like as you about to go do your own thing, God will speak to you through different things and try to stop you from, because God sees the future. God be knowing when the devil is about to try to kill you. God knows when the devil trying to kill you. God knows when the devil trying to set you up. So God is really looking out for you. But it's like when you don't understand God's voice, it's gonna be hard to discern this stuff, bruh. You get what I'm saying? But like I was saying, man, like the car sped by, or for the second woman, let's say the car didn't speed by for the second woman. Let's say as she's about to get in her own car, she sees a car accident happen literally right next to her car, like a small distance away from her car. She could literally see the accident happening, or the accident already happened. That could be God speaking to her again. Do not get in that car to go on that date. That could be God speaking to her again, bruh. Know what I'm saying? But if we was taught the right way, bruh, when we was younger, how to hear God's voice, man, we would have been so skilled in hearing God's voice. We would have been so in tune with God's voice. But man, like, we wasn't taught in school and all this stuff, man. And it's just a lot of miseducation, man. It's like we are more skilled in the lies, bro. Like we grew up more skilled in being lied to than into understanding the things of God. But this was a beautiful message on different ways that God speaks, man. Like, God really does want to speak to his people, man. God really speaks to his people all the time. And also I wanted to say that I wanted to also say hold on, I think I went through everything. Yeah, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say, man. God talks all the time. God talks a lot too. And that's not even a negative thing, bro. God really talks a lot to his people, man, because God really loves talking to his people, man. Like, we just gotta listen, man. We gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? We have to listen when God is speaking so we could hear God's voice. But God speaks through so many different ways. On this message, I just gave y'all like the intuition, inner knowing, and when something doesn't feel right. But I already have other messages talking about different ways that God speaks. But this is just a few more ways that God speaks, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people really have a strong sense of inner knowing and stuff like that. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about on this message, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people out there who support my website, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace.